Like that dance on the right there, you saw him in screen. He's brilliant. I've seen him before. Get him at every game. I don't know what he's holding. He's hitting his veggies, his broccoli.
We have not seen a more dramatic fan since the war, a true entertainer of the people. Hello and welcome to the Rugby Hive, the Broccoli Man.
Yay! Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Super excited to be here.
Listen, the first time I saw you in the stands, dressed in Solo Cup attire, full onesie, obviously, dancing with a huge smile on your face, swinging broccoli stems, supporting the Seawolves, an absolute legend. How did this start? Take us back to the moment you decided to carry vegetables to a sporting event.
Yeah. So there is a college football game in America called the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. And it's for teams in like kind of weird conferences. Yeah. So it's kind of a weird football game, and people have probably heard of maybe the Fiesta Bowl or the Sugar Bowl or the Rose Bowl. This is one of the weirder ones, but sponsored by potatoes. And so pretty early on in my 20s, I got really interested in this bowl game just because of how weird it is, but it's also on ESPN. So there's a lot going on with it. I started going to those games with signs. I would bring signs, kind of shouting out potatoes and shouting out just different weird things, trying to get on TV, and nothing really quite worked. I tried that for a few years, and I think around 2018 or 2019, I decided I'm going to go to this game, but I'm just going to dance. I'm not going to bring a sign. I'm just going to dance and see what happens. And on the way to the game, I stopped and bought energy drinks. Yeah. And while I was getting energy drinks, I saw a huge thing of russet potatoes. And I said, if I bought 2 potatoes and danced with these potatoes, I bet I would have a pretty good shot, at least getting on the Jumbotron, the big screen.
Yes.
And so I went and danced with potatoes, got on the Jumbotron, got like my own, like when they zoom in on just you. Yes. It was one of those things. I was like, this is legit. This is really cool. So I went back the next year with the same plan. I didn't change anything. The only thing that changed is I practiced a ton on my dance moves. And so I would go roller skating. I would do things like that. Roller skating really helped me get better at dancing. But I went back the next year and I did the same thing, and I made it onto the broadcast. And everyone started texting me. All my friends have kind of been following this madness for a while now. And so everyone started texting me like, Jim, you made it. You finally made it. As I was driving home that night, started getting more texts and found out that I had made ESPN Sports Center, which is kind of their like highlights program. So after that, I spent a few months just kind of mulling it all around. And I made the decision I wanted to do the same thing again, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I was talking to my friend and he said, well, that's easy, Jim. You just bring another vegetable with you. And so on a whim, I bought season tickets to the XFL, which is a football league, a new football league. I was like, this is a new football league. They don't really know who they are yet. So I'm going to come in with broccoli and I'm going to see what happens here. And so I did that, and kind of long story short there, it worked. Like, people really liked it. People were talking about it on Reddit. The XFL Dragons, which is the Seattle team, reached out to me and they're like, where are you sitting so we can focus a camera right on you? In that period of time, Carly McKinnon, I want to shout her name out over and over again. She's the social media coordinator for the Seawolves. She found out what I was doing, and she started kind of like letting me know, like, the Seawolves would really like you to come to games and do this. And anyone who invites me, like, this is such a weird thing I do. If you want the weird thing I do at your thing, I'm definitely going to make time to do that. And so she gave me, I think I got like my first game I got in free. Everyone with the first game was just like, what is going on? And I'm interested to hear your thoughts on my first television appearance. But sure enough, I think the third game it was that I was at was the game where they put the camera directly on me. I didn't know what was happening. I just saw the camera. I was like, all right, I'm going to eat broccoli this time. I'm just going to eat it, see what happens. And sure enough, like 2 days later, I meet you and hear your calling of the whole thing. And it was just incredible. It was something I did it a lot. And whenever I saw myself on TV, I was like, this is cool. But if I got the right broadcaster to just like really make this as sparkly as possible, I think this would take off. And sure enough, it was you who did that, Dallen. You did that for me. You were the person who saw me come up on the screen, was like, yes, I like this and rugby likes this. So I really appreciate it.
Well, Jim, I really appreciate you. I've done rugby broadcasting for about a decade now, all around the world. Been fortunate enough to do a lot of sevens events where there are a lot of people dressed up and they're bringing the fun and the energy. 15s, some people do it, not many. And the fact when you came across the screen and I saw you in the corner of the screen, and then the camera person also kind of then zoomed back to you, and I'm like, hold on, what's that? Like out loud, it was you dancing with 2 broccoli stems. And the cool thing about you had great rhythm with your dancing. You know, you obviously a seasoned veteran professional, and you could just see the vibe, the energy, the excitement. And again, at the end of the day, like what sets people apart is their uniqueness. And you were just being you, and we luckily captured it. Luckily, we're on the game calling it. And me personally, like in my own commentary in life, I try to bring humor to the table, which not all the commentators do. And that's just me personally. I like it. I like to make people laugh, and I like to bring the energy and excitement. And you brought that in your own world. We loved it. I am a huge, huge fan. And so when you we had that clip online, it started going viral. It was amazing. Then I saw you on TV the next week. You were everywhere. So I obviously can't wait to meet you in person.
There was someone on Twitter was like, by the way, you're on you're like on prime time Australia. I'm like, oh my gosh, so cool.
I love it. Okay, now a couple of rapid fire questions for you, because obviously people want to know, I want to know. So are there vegetables suited to certain sports, and what vegetables have you taken out to be your dancing partners?
This is great. This is a great question. I'm so happy you asked. So obviously I talked about potatoes. Potatoes are fun. That was my original. So I'll always love potatoes. I've danced with carrots before. I danced with carrots at there's a team called the Bellingham Bells. They're a baseball team, but their mascot is a hamster. So I danced with carrots there because it's kind of like hamster food. I've also danced with romaine lettuce, which I love. That's a really fun one to dance with. What are the other ones? I'm trying to think. There's a few other ones, but broccoli is my favorite one. And the first time I danced with broccoli, I had someone on Twitter say that it was like nature's pom-poms. And I just loved that. And so I've kind of been vibing with that ever since. But broccoli is my favorite vegetable to eat. And I do actually eat it raw. The way I eat vegetables is the same way I ate them when I was on TV, when you were calling the whole thing, but maybe a little less theatrical when I eat them at home, but I still eat them raw just like that.
So you even had a rhubarb, I think, at one game, a baseball game, someone shouted you out.
Yeah, there's the mascot for the team that I was dancing for is a reindeer whose name is Rhubarb. So I thought it would be cute if I danced with Rhubarb for that game.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And then, of course, follow-up questions, we have to go with, how many servings of vegetables would you eat on an average day?
Yeah, so I try to do 3. 4 or 5 is ideal, but if I can get to 3, and I actually didn't have mine yesterday, I was so tired. So I'm actually doing 6 tonight. But I don't go to the gym normally. I have other ways of working out, like dancing and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
But the way I eat vegetables is like going to the gym. I'll sit in front of my television set and I will just eat them straight up for like 30 minutes. And then after 30 minutes of eating, I'm like, all right, I ate my vegetables for the day. Go me. And then, I love it. Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, 2 other questions before I let you go. When you're not being Broccoli Man, what do you do during the day?
I'm a teacher. I'm a substitute teacher. And actually, today was my first day back in school. I teach and I also lead dance parties at recess. So I dance quite a bit throughout my day. But it was really funny because today was the first day back and I was like greeting all the kids again. And so many of them were like, I saw you dancing with Broccoli on TV. It's so funny. Parents are pretty mystified when their kids, it's happened a few times. Kids will see me like on the big screen and they'll point to me and be like, I know that guy. That guy's my teacher. And sometimes parents are like, no, there's no way. But yeah, teaching is super fun. I love doing it and it kind of complements the whole thing. So yeah.
It really does. That is so great and inspirational as well, and a great role model, you know. And so then the final question, obviously this journey, you've been on this journey for a while, but it's really had a huge traction recently. What's your favorite part about it? And also about the rugby community? Is there something special about the community there?
Oh, the rugby community is just, they've gotten behind this so much. It's so cool to see. A funny little story, right when I got to the sevens tournament, the national sevens in Tukwila, there was a player from I think it's Santa Clara, but she saw me and immediately she had a carrot that she just eats carrots. And she had a carrot and she whipped it out immediately. She's like, Broccoli guy, I got to get a picture with you. So for the rugby community, really, it's like, they're so excited about what I do. It's so cool to see because it's such a weird thing to get excited about until you get excited about it. You're like, this is awesome. So I love how much the rugby community has gotten behind it because it's scary doing this. It really is. And so to have support from everyone is really important. My favorite thing about doing it is when people go from being confused about it to being accepting of it. And I love getting the question, why? There's so many people that see me do that and go, why? And I love answering that. And I kind of did with you, but it's to spread sparkly masculinity. And it's to inspire people to eat more vegetables, among other things, of course, cheering for the Seawolves and stuff like that. But yeah, I just love people's reaction to the whole thing. I think it's really cool.
Well, Jim, you've certainly entertained us, and there's many more games, many more years. We'll be cheering you on. We'll be celebrating with you. And hopefully we can all, as you said, like that one player did, bring our own favorite vegetable to the event, to the game, get some pictures with you, the local celebrity, and get some dancing as well, because it all goes hand in hand. Entertainment, fun, spreading joy. You've got great energy, and I know I've said it before, it is very, very important to carry that throughout your life. You do it, you lead by example. I love it. The rugby community loves it. The Rugby Hive loves it.
Thank you so much. That means so much to finally meet you, Dallen. It's just been great because you've been so legendary in my mind. You're the guy that brought the spot, because I can do as much as possible dancing with Broccoli, but you were the one who really made it sparkly and cool. So thank you so much.
Well, listen, I can't wait to meet you for real in person. We'll celebrate soon. Hopefully it's MLR. Yeah. It could be the World 7 Series, wherever we can fly you out or get tickets so you can get there. Make it happen. We will, my friend.
I would love that, Dallen. That would make my life. Yeah.
Good. Legendary. Well, listen, go well, my friend. Look after those kids, look after the vegetables, and every time we have our servings, we'll think of you.
Yay! Thank you so much, Dallen. Appreciate it.